guys, and welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. My name's Hayley for anyone that's new. Now and again I do reviews on this channel, and Cosori, which I'm very happy about by the way, has asked me to review an air fryer. Originally it's meant to be the dual blaze, but because they weren't in stock at that time they asked if I wanted to review this one in the meantime. Of course I said yes. So this one is the Cosori Smart, and it's 3.8 litres. Good size basket. It has also the tray. Makes it extra healthy. It makes your food not sit in the grease. Also, it makes your food more crispy to have the tray in. This has Wi-Fi. It also has Bluetooth, and it works on both the Apple and Android system. I've left this on here because they said they were quite happy for me to give this one away, which I have already done with a subscriber already. I want to say thank you to Cosori because this is such a nice machine, and I am really excited as well for to do the dual blaze. And Cosori is such a fantastic brand. If you're in doubt, go on Amazon, look at this and look at the reviews. The reviews for this are brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is show you what I cooked in it and how easy it was to use. So here I've got some chicken niblets. That's the wing section without the tip and the, the thin end. Don't know what you'd call it, to be perfectly honest. So it's just the meaty end. These cooked so fast. I did these for the kids for tea. So put some onion granules on there. Add some garlic, just season it up a little bit. And some chicken seasoning. And these were really, really fast. Really fast. My kids loved these. So like I said, this air fryer is about 3.8 litres. It's perfect for a smaller family. We tried out, I think, 4 or 5 recipes. We also did a quick puff pastry pudding in this. And it worked really, really well and quickly for everything. Absolutely everything. So it does have preheat function. My current one doesn't have that. And a stay warm. So we're going to put these wings on chicken. That temperature for me is too high, so I turned it down. You do get a manual and it tells you what to cook your... sorry, I didn't turn it down. You'll see me on the other recipes. I turned it down. So it says chicken 13 minutes. I knew these weren't going to take long because they're only tiny with a bit of meat on them. So, but you can still see how juicy they are and crisp on the outside. Like I say, these were for the kids. They had these for tea. And it's so healthy because it's not sat in any of that fat that comes from this. It goes and drips down into the bottom. I added no fat, no oil to this to crisp it up. The air fryer did it all itself. So we tried some chips. We usually microwave our chips to start them off and to heat them up. We've always done this. You don't have to do that with an air fryer, but we always do it, even when we deep fry as well. Just add a bit of garlic oil. That's it. Just to coat them, make sure they don't all stick together, because they will if you don't do that. It does need a little bit of oil, I find, because of the starch. There you go. And the way these turned out, they were banging. Gotta say, they were banging. They were so good. Well, they were that good. Steve just run off with them. I only got one. That was it. So pour them in. Gives you the option on here as well to shake, a reminder to shake the basket. There it is, lit up, look. And it'll stop at a certain time and remind you to shake. Look at those. And if you have the app on your phone too, it tells you on your phone that your chips need to be shaken. Tells you when the air fryer is finished, how long left on it. They look as though they've been deep fried. They're absolutely fantastic. And trust me, he did leg it with these. So these are full bone-in, skin-on thighs, and they're a good size. Now I like crispy skin on thighs, I don't know about anybody else. And I also like chip seasoning on my thighs, on the skin. It doesn't really flavour the meat underneath, and it's just for the skin. All of these big thighs here, all 6 I think there was, fit inside this 3.8 litre Cosori. I was shocked. I'm carrying on. I have not changed, cleaned out the basket because I'm just carrying on one thing after another, so yeah. You can see how big these thighs are. Bone in as well. So halfway through the cooking, yeah, there is 6. Perfect. Halfway through the cooking, I just turn them over. This is where I turn the temperature down. I'm very funny about chicken, especially with meat, with meat in. We'd hope it have meat in, but with bones in. I like to low cook. This is the app look. It's telling you what temperature it's at, time remaining, what time it'll be ready at. And you can see down there, look, 175 degrees for 20 minutes. And this is where it tells you. And then you can, it's done, and then you can flip it over. Look at the skin on that. That is my dream. So crisp. So I'm going to turn them over. Pop them back in. Chicken again. Press start. So when I turn them again, what I'm going to do is pop them back in for 2 or 3 minutes on the highest setting, just to crisp up that skin again. And look at that. That app is so handy to have on your phone. I mean, you can use this Cosori without the app, you don't need it. But you scan the QR code, it gives you access to recipes. You can input your own recipes, save your favourite recipes. So it is very handy to have. So, Nutella. I thought, pudding wise, what could I just pop in there that the kids might eat? So I came across Amy's Nutella and some pastry sheets, small ones. I mean, you can see how the size of them. I think they're about 4 inch. I expected these to explode everywhere, if you want the honest truth. See, I have lined this because it's chocolate. Simply because it's chocolate. Because I expected an explosion. That was clever, wasn't it? Shook the basket. Pop them in. And as you can see, I did not cook these for very long. They did not explode. Flipped them over, look, just to make sure that the other side was cooked. With no regard for my own fingers. There's 2 minutes left there. And that was literally just to cook the bottom. So I didn't go above the 10 minutes. That's how long it took. And they were so crispy. Couldn't believe it. And they didn't explode everywhere. Now everybody knows my Caitlin's allergic to nuts. So obviously I did some with hers. So this is a 1.3 kilogram chicken. I've scored it. I expected this to take ages. Again, I've manually turned it down because I'm awkward with chicken. I've got this fear that it's not going to cook all the way through. This definitely proved me wrong. Look at this. Look at this. Flip it over. I mean, talk about shocked. And this was so juicy. So. There. That was all it took, that amount of time. You can see it is still juicy. That's juice soaking into that paper towel. I'm pulling the leg down so you can see the juice inside still. Always allow your chicken to rest, guys. I don't think I would have needed to score it like that, but that was me and my own issues with chicken. But I was shook. That's 1.3 kilos. So this is the Cosori app that you can get on your phone, Android or iPhone. You can store your favourites, savoury recipes, appetisers, breakfast entrees. It gives you a whole list. I mean, that coconut shrimp, wow. That's on the list. A whole list of things that you can cook. It's just mind-boggling, the stuff that you can cook. Things you wouldn't think of until you actually see it in front of you on an app. And I've got to say, regardless of whether Cosori sent me this air fryer to do a review on or not, they are one of the leading brands. Not just for air fryers, but for a whole host of other household items as well. And you only have to check the reviews on that. Gives you instructions like a recipe book would, but without having the hassle of having to store recipe books. Look, temperature, cooking time, ingredients, what you would need to have at hand to use to make that recipe. Absolutely fantastic. So yes, I do rate this smaller air fryer. Unfortunately, it's not big enough for me and my family, but one of my subscribers is going to get a lot of use out of it, hopefully. She was thrilled to get this, and hopefully we'll get to review the Halo soon, and I cannot wait to review that one. So thank you to Cosori. I appreciate it very much. Guys, please go and check it out. Check it out on the link provided below and see what you think for yourselves. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.